President Trump may be preparing to treat election security as a national defense emergency. And if that happens, if the president takes this move, things are going to go haywire. We know that. Good morning, everyone. I want to say thank you for tuning in. But the President of the United States, and I'll show you some of this information that's rolling in right now, what is expected to happen on Thursday night. This is the president speaking about this himself.
Machines and integrity. Can you give us sort of a sneak peek about what to expect and tell the
Well,
audience
I'd rather
in
save it. It will concern that subject, and we'll have a couple of other things to
Why
say
should people
also.
watch, though?
But I'd rather save it, but it's really big news. It's really, really big news. And our country has to shape up. But that's what we're going to be talking about Thursday is it doesn't get bigger, because without free and fair elections, you don't have a country. We'll be discussing other things too, but it's going to be a very big announcement. Yeah?
So that's the President of the United States talking about election integrity. And there's multiple things happening here at the same time, and it's been building up. We know that, with Maduro being captured, President Trump being scheduled to speak on Thursday, something potentially very important is developing around America's elections. We know about Congress. We know how they are delaying the passing of the SAVE Act. And this morning, I want to slow it down and explain it from the beginning, because several different stories are now coming together. President Trump is scheduled to address the nation Thursday night. He's confirmed that election security will be a major part of that address. And he's basically calling what he plans to announce really big news. You heard that there. Now, we don't know yet exactly what the announcement will be. Some conservative commentators believe Trump could declare a national security emergency. And this is all involving, and this is all around American elections. Other reports suggest he may release information dealing with foreign interference. Now, these two things are very closely related. The foreign interference, that's where we get into the Maduro, the voting machines, the mail-in ballots, and the ongoing investigation into the 2020 election in Fulton County. Now, I say Fulton County because that's very important right now, because the FBI just sent 260 staff members to Georgia to pull all of this data. This is not going away. But and this is the Guardian newspaper, so British, London, Lloyd's of London, City of London. We're starting to understand the money, the relevance with the money here. This could get very expensive for some people. Now, the other thing is what's going on in Iran. We know that this is an ongoing campaign. The president's been very open about his attack, his methods, his modes, what he's planning to attack. So I don't believe the president would go to a Thursday night, 9 p.m. prime time to just talk a little bit more about what's going on with Iran. He's been too open about this. But the two things here with the mail-in ballots, foreign election interference, I want to separate those, because we know Trump's given the address. We know he says it will concern free and fair elections. We know the FBI has an active investigation involving Fulton County. And we know Republicans in Congress say they're trying to move the SAVE Act forward by attaching it to a national security spending bill, which they did. The Gateway pundit, President Trump is about to declare a national security emergency for elections. Democrats and liberal media are panicked and hysterical. It all starts Thursday night with the presidential address. Now, there's another thing here. The FBI fired 2 analysts who raised concerns about Fulton County, but it's not the concerns that you would think, like, oh, let's go check this. Let's go verify this. No, It is concerns that everything was above board. They are saying, everything was fine. And the other major headline that a lot of people won't talk about is, and I'll read this out loud because this is a Saturday Night Live skit. But the same time that the Democrats and liberal election groups are accusing Trump of attempting to undermine the election, this pops up. Mexican government is sending lawyers. I thought they were sending lawyers and doctors the whole time. But they're sending lawyers to block ICE deportations. That's our second, maybe third major story. Because Mexico is escalating legal pressure against American immigration enforcement. The headline says Mexico's sending lawyers to block ICE. The underlying story is more important. Mexico is filing legal complaints over the deaths of Mexican nationals in ICE custody and during enforcement operations. So today we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got election integrity. We have Iran. We have a Saturday Night Live skit that Mexico wants to block ICE deportations. You would think they would want them back into, the best healthcare in the world. So today we're looking at multiple battlefields that the president's on. Not the literal battlefield in Iran, but there's a battlefield brewing in Georgia. There's a battlefield brewing in court. There's a battlefield in Congress. Trump's Thursday address could explain exactly what the Save America Act should be doing, which it's not doing. And I'm glad to see the president coming forward. And I just want to ask the question for you watching. Is voter integrity, is the security of our election, is that a national emergency? Is it a national security threat? If you allow people that shouldn't be here to vote in elections that decide the most powerful man in the world? I just want to ask that simple question. I've got a poll in the chat. Should Trump declare a national emergency for election integrity? 90% of you are voting yes. We've got 1,800 people. Not one person has voted no. Let that sink in. Not one person thinks that national security and the elections are directly proportional. That tells me a lot of us are worried about what's happening. And I'm going to take you a little bit back in time. June 22nd, 2020. This is a post from @RealDonaldTrump. Millions of mail-in ballots will be printed by foreign countries and others. It will be the scandal of our times. What would prevent some of these countries from printing mail-in ballots? What would prevent that? I mean, we can counterfeit passports. We can counterfeit driver's licenses. Couldn't we just as easily, not we, I'm talking them, couldn't they just as easily counterfeit a piece of paper with some barcodes and some circles on it? This really worries me that we're not putting more emphasis on that. Now, I'm going to show you something here, and I don't know how many of you are going to think this is a win, but the House voted 215 to 211 in favor of special rules resolution to add the Save America Act to the National Defense Authorization Act. The NDAA is a spending bill, okay? 210 Democrats voted no for adding the SAVE Act to the National Defense Authorization Act. You can read that out loud if you need to hear it in your own words. 210 Democrats voted against securing our elections and the defense of our country. 3 Republicans didn't vote. 2 Democrats didn't vote. 1 Republican voted no, and I am trying to track down which Republican voted no. Now, I'm going to say this. No Democrats voted yes. So for anyone that likes John Fetterman and thinks that he's leg humping America and he's going to switch, Fetterman, not happening, okay? The roll call, I'm trying to find this. According to Copilot, the House had shut down on June 30th after 13 GOP holdouts. Speaker Mike Johnson then proposed using MERV to merge the SAVE Act with the NDAA and other must-pass bills. Good for Mike Johnson. I think Mike Johnson's time is milk only lasts so long, and I think he's been basically skim milk, and I think he's about to expire. This is Scott Pressler, friend of the show. Oh my gosh, the House just passed the 215-211 in favor of a special rules resolution which instructs for the text of the SAVE Act to be attached to the National Defense Authorization. This is good. This is all good. We get it through Congress, and then it goes to the Senate, and it runs into a wall. Now, with the passing of Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz is now not the speaker, not the Senate Majority Leader, but he is the chair of the board, the council, the committee, for lack of the swear words that I want to use, to get this moving forward. Will it happen? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I believe it's the most important piece of legislation that could possibly happen in the United States. It could be the most important piece of paper that they get signed by the president since, I'm going back, Declaration of Independence, Save America Act. I think right now the Save America Act is maybe more important because we know that we don't follow the Constitution. If we did, we wouldn't need this. If we followed what was happening, we wouldn't need, or if we followed the rules, we wouldn't need legislation like this. Trump's going to give primetime speech on Thursday. This is monumental. Look at this. Let me see if I can get some audio on this clip here.
This is all in regards to election side stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yes. So it's we're like detail, but yeah, I mean, you know where we're here, right? So I can't discuss more.
I got you.
More than that.
CNN has obtained Fulton County police body camera footage that shows the interaction between Fulton County elections employees, police, and the FBI, as the FBI retrieved 700 boxes of election materials from the county's elections warehouse on January 28th.
So basically,
They just showed up.
they just showed up. They said they had a warrant to pick up the 2020 ballot.
In the video, employees appear to be confused as the FBI served the warrant at the office near Atlanta.
So look, if you want to pick up 700 boxes of ballots, have at it. So they can go play make paper airplanes for all I care.
All right.
That's pretty much it. So they just popped up. What's happening now is that their warrant is wrong. It had the wrong, it's not in elections possession, it's in clerk's possession.
Whoever is not a sworn officer of the FBI, they need to go. The county attorney's here. This is all screwed.
This was in January. FBI deployed to get the boxes of ballots.
Like, screwed up. Who do you need in the building? Who do you want out of the building?
Well, people can be. We're fine having people in the building.
Just not
That's
in
fine.
the
And no
immediate-
media. I do not want media
Right,
anywhere in the building. They shouldn't come. They know better.
An FBI spokesperson at the scene told CNN the materials would be taken to the FBI Central Records Complex in Virginia.
So, there's a lot of dots that need to be connected. Maduro being taken, sorry, that's one of them. Reopening this whole thing is another. Trump addressing the nation on Thursday night. This is where the story becomes serious. Now, I want to say this, an investigation is not a conviction. And this is not proof that, some of these people are not legitimately elected. But the people that are, I'll just use this for an example. When I go to the barn and I'm flipping over a feed barrel or opening a bag, the rats start running. And that's typically what runs first, is the rats.
Agents are going through materials found today during a search of the Fulton County, Georgia election office. That search is said to be related to the 2020 election. Correspondent David Spunt has details tonight. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening. FBI agents are still on site at the records warehouse for the Fulton County, Georgia Board of Elections. The matter is sealed before a court, meaning details are limited, but we can report this is related to the 2020 presidential election. Sources tell Fox News that agents retrieved documents, phones, and computers after a judge signed a warrant. President Trump.
So we got a judge to get a warrant. I never thought they would get a judge to give a warrant for this. Now, I want to show you something else. Now, this is one that caught me off guard. The president has come out and said that Neil Warnock and Ossoff in Georgia are fraudulent holders of office. Now, John Ossoff came out and spoke to the press. Says if the president calls Georgia's senators illegitimate, he is calling Georgia's voters illegitimate. I don't believe he's calling the voters. I believe the people that are doing the counting are more important than any voter. If you get to count the ballots, it doesn't matter who casts the ballots. That's the big one. Trump tried to commit, they're saying voter fraud. Listen to what John Ossoff, if this is real, if this has legs, Ossoff and Warnock are illegitimate senators, not legally legit. I say they should have to pay their checks back too.
When the president calls Georgia elections illegitimate, and if he calls Georgia's senators illegitimate, he is calling Georgia's voters illegitimate. The President of the United States tried to commit voter fraud in Georgia when he badgered Brad Raffensperger to, quote, find him the exact number of votes he needed to win in a state he had lost in 2020. He is reheating debunked conspiracy theories and launching bizarre new lies because he fears losing these midterm elections. This is a failed and disgraced president who is pocketing billions of dollars for himself while he drives up prices for the American people. He fears defeat in the midterms, and that explains his spiral into conspiracy theories.
Spiral into conspiracy theories. But then you have John Ossoff posting this. Now, I want to say this about John Ossoff. I want you to notice the timing. Trump has not yet given the address, but his opponents, if you want to call them this, are already saying the coming claims are false and accusing him of trying to undermine the 2026 election. I think Trump has trapped these people. Now, Ossoff coming out and saying this doesn't automatically make Trump correct. We know Trump is the best troll that the world has ever seen. But it shows how important this is. It shows that both sides understand the stakes. This is no longer like a disagreement over voter ID. I think it becomes much bigger. Much bigger. It may become a fight over federal authority, over, state-run ballots, and also the battle over legitimacy of past results. Okay, so this is monumental. I believe the president has some ducks in order. I believe he's got them lined up. I believe Congress, by not acting, is forcing the president's hand. And I believe when you see the usual suspects freaking out, it tells me there's some real, let's say, smoke, I guess. Let's go here. I think we clicked the wrong button there. It tells me that there's going to be some real smoke with this, okay? Or there's some fire with the smoke. And I want to get some reactions this morning. We'll get to that. But listen to how CNN runs with this. I want you to hear how they run with this. Trump's bad, election integrity, obviously racist.
Are rare, and until last hour, we didn't know much about what the president has in store for Thursday night, but he gave us a preview.
It's really big news. It's really, really big news. And our country has to shape up. But that's what we're going to be talking about Thursday is it doesn't get bigger, because without free and fair elections, you don't have a country. We'll be discussing other things too, but it's going to be a very big announcement. Yeah.
We're joined now by Jonathan Swan. He's a White House reporter for the New York Times, also the co-author of the bestseller Regime Change, Inside the Imperial.
This is the book that's going to get them sued. Regime Change, Inside the Imperial Presidency of Donald Trump. So CNN, not a lot of legitimacy, brings on a reporter from the New York Slimes, not a lot of legitimacy, touting a book. They're always selling a book. They're always selling a book with not a lot of legitimacy, but they're accusing the president of having no legitimacy. The trouble when you point a finger at someone, you see this? You have three of your own pointing back at yourself. And that's what's happening here. And super chat from Pure Blood. The worms are squirming. And that's typically what happens. When President Trump does anything, the people that react the quickest are typically not the most trustworthy. Think about that.
Of Donald Trump. Jonathan, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. What are you hearing about why the president wants to dedicate a primetime speech to this issue of election security?
Well, I should say I haven't seen a draft of the speech, and I make a practice of not trying to forecast.
And I love that we have a British reporter concerned with American elections, but he's not concerned about his own country. The irony is thick here.
Donald Trump's speeches, but he has been obsessed with relitigating the 2020 election, and he's been pushing his team to try to come up with evidence that the 2020 election was stolen. This was a big part of Tulsi Gabbard's efforts when she was Director of National Intelligence. Bill Pulte, who's currently there, is involved, and others are as well. So, look, I haven't seen the intelligence or whatever he claims to have, but I wouldn't be surprised if you...
Someone on CNN using the word intelligence is a double negative.
See them try to build or try to make a case that there was foreign interference in 2020 and for Trump to...
They have a British guy talking about foreign interference. Check. That checks with chart. Okay, let me roll with this one. We've got the circle back girl. We'll round you outside. Listen to what she says.
One thing that is clear is that Donald Trump is incapable of letting anything go. He does not care that his pursuits are unpopular with the American people and a drag on his party's re-election chances and in many parts of the country. He doesn't care that his efforts have failed over and over again. He'll just keep improvising new ways to push his agenda. And some of the documents under consideration for release Thursday relate to Georgia's 2020 results and the Senate runoffs that followed, according to two people familiar with the plans. That suggests Trump may use his address to call into question the elections of Georgia's Democratic Senators Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock.
Jon Ossoff, by coming out and addressing this, to me is massive alarm bells. And now I know the combined IQ of these three is about 46. And I'm going to give I don't know how I would divide this up, but I think the combined IQ is about 46 right here.
Ahead of a crucial midterm election in that state. How insane is that? I wonder what John Ossoff has to say about all of that. Joining me now is Democratic Senator John Ossoff of Georgia. He's a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Senate Intelligence Committee won't admit what's going on. The irony here.
Okay, there's so much to be said here, but why do you think Trump is giving this speech, and why now?
So before we get to this matter of the president potentially declaring sitting senators illegitimate, just take a step back.
Yes,
and,
go ahead.
And look at the situation. You've got the American public broadly furious with the president for war and tariffs and healthcare cuts that are making everything more expensive. This palpable anger that he doesn't care about the cost of living crisis. He's more concerned with lining his own pockets. And so now he's pivoting, with the election just a few months away, from ballroom obsession.
Okay, so they're going to go back to the cost of the ballroom. Okay, I want to get some... I've got to check the comments here, because typically the chat knows much better than I do. Oh, we got one. Should Trump declare a national emergency for election integrity? One person voted no. One person. I'm sure that's Karma or where is good old what was that weirdo that we had? I can't remember his name. I can't even remember the name of the weirdo that we had there for a long time that would just show up. We get a lot of trolls. And typically we get trolls, or you get trolls when you are over the target. You get trolls when you're over the target. In the chat, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Is election integrity a national emergency? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I believe it is. I believe it's one of the last hallmarks of what make Johnny Ballgag. That was it. I believe election integrity is one of the last hallmarks about what makes our country great. And when they take that away from us, how many of you felt like your vote didn't matter? That's what I really, really feel or felt like. I felt like my vote did not matter. And I believe that's where a lot of us land at. That's where our plane lands. Justin Trump will announce both that, and this is Nick Sorter. Nick's a very good source, reliable source. Justin, President Trump will announce that both the Georgia Democrat U.S. senators are illegitimate due to election fraud, per DC Reporter. I want to check out DC Reporter here. This comes after FBI, other federal agencies raided election offices in Georgia. Expose it all. What does this do to America if Trump is right? If he's right, what does it do? If he's wrong, they write him off as another conspiracy theorist. But if he's right, what does that do? What does that do? What does it do to Biden's time in office?
We have some breaking news in the FBI's Fulton County election investigation. More than 200 federal agents now in Georgia to comb through data seized earlier this year. A clear sign that the investigation into the 2020 election is heating up. Thanks so much.
This is monumental. I've got to find this Washington Reporter. Let's follow this guy. Let's see here. New Trump admin report will claim Ossoff and Warnock were illegitimately elected. Man, there's a lot of people There's a lot of people in national cemeteries that have done a lot to get our country to where it is or to where it was. And right now, I think we all took a step back as a nation when this occurred. And we're seeing it right now, this empathy. Flush the trolls. I haven't seen any trolls. If you see a troll, post the troll name. I love flushing them. It's just like that broken toilet in Fulton County, right? We got a broken toilet here. We gotta cycle the toilet. So if there's some trolls in here, feel free to flush them. But did you ever think you would see a headline like this? Trevor's been a member for 29 months. Trevor, $20 for the vets. Thank you so much. For those that don't know, I use a lot of the money from my channel to help veterans with service dogs. Every Wednesday, I go to Sam's Club over in Fayetteville. I buy typically 8 bags of dog food and I go deliver it. I'll be headed there today. And actually, one of the guys has one of the gals, female veteran. She's got a Maine Coon. It's a type of cat. It's like the size of a damn bobcat. She's got a Maine Coon. That's her service animal. So I've helped with that. Biggest cat I've seen outside of a damn bobcat. I'm not joking, but very nice. But I think there's a lot of people in national cemeteries that we can't let them remain in those national cemeteries for nothing. Listen to this. This needs to be investigated, and I hope it is.
Did the toll records that you requested from the senators, did they include the content of the phone calls?
No.
Did the records that you requested, the toll records from the members of Congress, include the content of text messages?
No.
Can you explain for us?
So this is Jack Smith, 2025. Rand Paul voted this. Rand Paul's suddenly become pro-America. Jack Smith swore under oath that he didn't spy on text messages belonging to members of Congress. Today, new evidence confirms he spied on dozens of members of Congress, including myself. I think 44 of them. He spied on 44 members of Congress. Man, I'm rocking the Rush Limbaugh Cup this morning. Rush would be so proud with what's happening in America right now. He really would. I'm going to refill my coffee. I'm going to play you a clip. I'm going to refill my coffee, and then we're going to get some reaction to all of you and what you're thinking. And I've got a clip here from Superman, or what I call Superman. And he very well could be the new Superman. I believe Brandon Gill would be a very good attorney general in the upcoming administration. And he does look like Superman. Let's play this.
Mr. Gonzalez, BlackRock has a scholarship exclusively for diverse students. That's their words. What do you think diverse means in that context?
Yeah, that is actually diversity should mean that you have people of diverse backgrounds. Often enough, diverse means members of any of the so-called marginalized groups alone, without any participation by Asian Americans or white Americans.
That seems discriminatory, does it not?
And as Ms. Felcher said, it's not just discriminatory, it's also illegal and immoral.
Mm-hmm. We see this across the corporate world. Starbucks has a training program for employees limited to, quote, Black, Indigenous, and peoples of color BIPOC partners. Do you think that's discriminatory?
And illegal. I think the corporate world, I agree with Ms. Felcher. I think the corporate world is, in fact, trying to move away. I've heard many anecdotes of
their goal at the time was for BIPOC representation to be at least 30% at all corporate levels and at least 40% at all retail and manufacturing roles by 2025. That sounds like a racial quota, doesn't it?
That's a quota.
Racial quotas, but not for white folks. Not for white folks. Everybody else. Diversity is discrimination. That's what I think. Remember whatever they said, the greatest strength of our military is our diversity? Come on, you freaking clowns. Can you even get over that? Can you even get around it? I I don't understand how we've gotten here, but we have. Roadside Garage. It's about the 3:30 a.m. hockey stick. Oh, the shape of a hockey stick. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. This is about foreign interference. Remember Venezuela. Maduro. You're 100% right, brother. Or sister, whatever I don't care what you identify as, right? I don't care. But this is exactly right. I feel like we're starting to get a little bit of integrity back. Maybe that has to do with getting rid of Pam Bondi. Maybe it has to do with getting Todd Blanche confirmed. Someone agreed with me in the chat, which is a rarity here. G-Dub, Warnock and Ossoff, by Felicia's. He could say that. He's brown. He's a brown person. He could say that. Super chat from Biltong. King of Biltong for the animals. Thank you, Ben. I go buy a bunch of dog food on Wednesdays. I lead a boring life. Dog Food Wednesdays, Sam's Club. The same lady that I see one lady from Springdale. She meets me there all the time. Let's see here. Somebody sent me a text message. Tommy is donating a guitar to my guitar fund here. I help veterans by sending guitars all over the country. Thank you very much. Former British spy. Okay, I don't know all about that. Okay, let's do this. I want to take some calls this morning. 615-475-7864. Be courteous. Be kind. Turn down the audio on whatever you're listening to, and let me know. What do you think about what's happening in Atlanta? Let's go right here. This is line 2. What do you got? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
My name is Trudy, and I'm calling from Macedonia, Ohio. Hi, Ben. I haven't called you for a while.
Good morning.
Good morning, my dear. I think this is going to be the catalyst for passing the Save America Act.
What happened in Georgia?
They're going to it's the stamp. It's like, okay, you're awake, America? This is what they did to you. Here, we can prove it. Now we need to get this passed.
Well, you know, the one thing that some of the fine print in the Save America Act is mail-in ballots. Trudy, I think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of fine print and also criticism about mail-in ballots. If you're an able-bodied individual, maybe if you're too poor to work like that lady from yesterday, you should still be able to go and, cast a vote,
That should be part of I get my food stamps. Let's go. I get my food stamps. I have to vote. If I don't vote, I don't get them.
Yeah. We could talk about that all day. Thank you for calling, Trudy.
Yeah.
God bless
you.
God bless you. Thank you for calling, Trudy. Really appreciate that. In the other bit of irony, if anybody wants to talk about this, we have the president of Mexico. She doesn't want her people back. She sounds racist. Why would you not want your drug dealers back? Why would you not want your doctors and lawyers back? Why not, right? It's a weird dynamic, what we're seeing across America. This one will probably drive you crazy. Social media is going wild after hearing the voice of this wacky female Democrat Senate candidate. If you have not heard this lady or person, I don't know what we want to call this. Let me play this for you. You've got to hear this. This is just buckle up is all I got to say. And it's Michigan. We got a lot of Michigan viewers. I'm sure that y'all will be voting for her in droves multiple times. Get your mail-in ballots ready for her.
I am going to be working on our behalf. I am going to be telling the stories on our behalf. And you better believe I'm going to be doing it with a little bit of joy, a little bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of energy, and a little bit of stick it to them. Because that's the Michigan way.
That's the Michigan way. What in the hell is this? Line 2, go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm of this opinion when it comes down to this election fraud thing.
Okay.
I think and I may be extreme, but I think that they all need to be prosecuted, all the fraudsters, and they all need to swing from the end of a rope as far as the politicians go, because they committed treason. And as far as, you know, Trump tried to take it to court, and judges simply refused to hear his point. And the common Democrat voter also refused and said stupid stuff like, oh, they didn't hear the case because there is no case. I think they knew the fraud was going on, and they stood against a legitimately elected president anyway. So the common Democrat voter should also be prosecuted.
Do you think it's strange that so many judges immediately oppose a sitting president?
I think those judges were basically bought and paid for by the Obama administration.
That's a hell of an accusation.
It is, but he appointed them. Obviously, something was going on behind the scenes. By the way, Ben, I wanted to say hello. I'm Mr. Trump's cousin.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling. Change the battery in that. Change the battery in that smoke alarm. You got to change the battery in the smoke alarm. That's not a bird. There you go. Line 2.
By the way, Ben,
you got to turn the audio down. I'll just hang up on you if you can't figure that one out. G-Dub, big shout out to you for all of the people in Compton that don't change the batteries in their smoke alarms. Gotcha. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What we're seeing is a real bit of craziness. Apparently, the United States has started doing. They have started launching attacks during the daytime in Iran. Let's go here, line 3.
Yeah, Ben, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Great. What would you like to say?
I'm from Georgia. This is Valdosta, Georgia calling.
Okay.
And I want to just address one thing that also said that if President Trump said that they were illegitimate senators, that he was saying that the voters were illegitimate too. No, we felt illegitimate when they won because we felt like our vote wasn't counted.
I agree with that.
And I think that this making a move toward this kind of thing, I've been waiting 4 years for this. I've said all along this election was stolen, and everybody called me crazy as hell. And now I just feel vindicated about it.
You know, there's a lot of people in the chat. I'm gonna ask you the question, but the question is broader. It's for everyone in the chat. Do you feel like you are now allowed to just take a breath and say, I told you so? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Let me grab this other caller.
I got family members that are Democrat and said I was crazy. They were Biden lovers.
Wash your hands and sanitize your living room after they visit. Let's go here. Line 3. Line 3, go right ahead. Area code 448, wherever that's from.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Well, it used to be Florida, but since I live in Oklahoma now. Hey, shout out to G-Dub. I was just wondering, G-Dub, is there still an empty lot next to the Walmart down there in Compton? That's my wife and I stayed in that empty lot. We had the radio cranked up with Hank Williams Jr.
What would you like to say this morning?
I would like to say it's about damn time they figure out that something's going to get done about 2020, about them stealing the election. And if they do come up with some seats that shouldn't be, the senators that shouldn't were inappropriately placed in power because of that, and it's all going to wind up. You remember back, man, you went through this. We talked about this back about a year ago. Biden and Hunter, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Fauci and all that shit, they turned the COVID virus loose on us just about the time the election was coming up.
Oddly
They
timed.
did it on purpose. They did it so that they could run all those mail-in ballots through so that they could win the election by fraud.
Let me ask you
They
this
did that
real
on purpose.
quick, and then I'm going to let you go. The House passes a bill to make daylight savings time permanent. Do you care about that, or do you care more about this SAVE Act?
I could care less about daylight saving time if it becomes permanent or not.
God bless you. Let me grab this other call. I appreciate you calling, Brian. Absolutely.
Well, that's it. We're gone. Thanks.
God bless you. Let's go here. Line 3. What would you like to say this morning? Where are you calling? 727. Where's that area code?
I'm in Newport Richey, Florida.
Newport Richey. God bless you. The 727, I served
Yes,
on the
sir.
726, the USS Ohio, the 727, USS Michigan, SSBN 727. What would you like to say?
Wow. I just had a quick kind of a joke here.
Sure.
You know, since
Long as it's clean. We like clean jokes.
It seems like they're finding a lot of fraud out in Atlanta about the 2020 election. If it turns out that they find out there was legitimate evidence, like we think there was,
Mm-hmm.
is there a chance that since Trump would technically be serving his third term, that they could constitutionally change an amendment that would let him continue in 2028?
I am not a constitutional lawyer. I don't know that. I'm just a redneck from lower Alabama with a real job. I get up from here and go to work. I get up early and do this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really appreciate you calling. That's a hell of a question for the chat, though. I mean, chat, let me ask you this. Anybody that's watching right now with a good cup of coffee, do you think what this caller said has some legs to it? If they prove that this election was, quote, not above board, would it change Trump's capability to set another term? I don't know. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. He brings up a great question there. And we've got, there's almost 3,000 people watching right now. So, and all of you are smarter than I am. Right? Somebody said they'll never do it. I don't know, man. Listen to that. But apparently we've started launching airstrikes during the day.
Do you anticipate that the strikes we're seeing this week against Iran will expand? Are you considering hitting energy targets or other locations inside of Iran?
I'll save the energy targets for last, but ultimately we'll hit energy targets, yeah. But we're going to hit them very hard tonight. We're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. And then next week it gets really bad for them because next week comes the power plants. Next week comes the bridges. We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges unless they get to the table and negotiate.
Do you anticipate?
So Trump's saying power plants. I mean, I know he already hit some bridges. We got any Marines in the comments? We got any Marines in the chat? What I'm going to show you here, the United States Marine Corps just came out and disavowed a former officer. His name is William Upham, medically discharged May 30th of 2025. He made comments in uniform. This is the Marine Corps posting on X. I'm surprised I'm not following them. You get the crayons. Comments made by Upham are a direct violation of the oath he swore to uphold and not in keeping with service's values. Listen to this. We got any Marines in the chat? You're probably going to be upset by this guy. He's a horrible representation about you.
For God and country. This is the motto of my campaign. I decided to run for office to fix our broken political system, to restore bipartisanship, return power to the working class, and to end our system of Washington insiders, extremism, and excuses from our current members of Congress. I've reached a turning point in my campaign. Why? I've come to the realization that our country is broken. We are led by a president who's the enemy of God, and President Trump will never bring us together like God intended.
Right.
Democrats are wrong because they are wrong on the common sense issues. Enforcement of our criminal laws, border security, national security, and social issues that are 80-20. Republicans are wrong because they never address the racism and discrimination that has persisted in our country for generations. Is our country salvageable? Maybe it is. Our founding fathers intended us to be the freest country on this planet, and that's what we became. But in doing so, we became the most selfish. We turned away from God. We turned away from love and kindness, and we turned away from putting others first.
When he says that Trump is, have we had a president that has been more pro-Christian, more pro-God than President Trump? I don't think I can remember one. Let's go here. I think we got a Oklahoma area code. What do you got? Oklahoma, go right ahead.
Hey, good morning, Ben. This is Eric in Oklahoma.
Eric in Oklahoma,
Hey,
what would you like to say?
As far as that lady in pink, I think it's a lady.
I don't know either.
I think it's on helium. And
Ooh.
as far as Scheinbaum, I don't think she's actually Mexican. That name Scheinbaum is not Mexican.
I would anticipate the president of Mexico last name like a Gonzalez or a Martinez or a Julio or something, you know?
Right. All my Mexican friends, when I lived in California, they all called me Martinez because my last name is Martin.
There you go.
But as far as these elections go, you see the polling all leading up to Election Day. And you see, well, the Republicans are doing really good or whatever. And then on Election Day, they just squeak by. The loser is squeaks by. You know, we've got 2 months in between Election Day and Inauguration Day. We should be able to go in and look at it and say, all right, this is wrong.
Let me ask you this. If they passed the SAVE Act today, which we know won't happen, if they passed it today, would it be implemented in time for the midterms?
I think it should be.
Would it?
But
would it?
I think I don't know. I really don't.
Okay.
I kind of doubt they'll allow it to happen, but
God bless you.
It should happen.
Thank you for calling, sir. God bless you. There we go. Let's see here. What did somebody send here? Man, this is a hell of a comment over here on X. Let me grab this comment on X, and we're streaming on all these. Susie Krug, our problem is suicidal empathy. Our country is faced and is facing all the Islamic influence overtaking building cities. Europe, I think that's our problem. I think we need to put everybody else back in perspective corners. Tower of Babel, right? It's our biggest problem. Our children, our grandchildren, our Constitution is our love. The book I read, Suicidal Empathy by Gad Saad, it is a life-changing book.
I served in the United States Marine Corps. I swore an oath when I commissioned. I, William Upham, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, so help me God. I joined the United States Marine Corps to defend our country against all enemies, including the enemies here at home. This principle of defending others, especially the innocent and the vulnerable, is seen in the Bible in many passages. In Esther chapter 8, verse 11.
So the guy goes on, and I won't subject you to this because it's just disgusting. The guy's in uniform. He's claiming that the president is everything that we know he's not. He got a medical discharge. That's neither here nor there. When you do this in uniform, what does it say about where or what has happened to our military? That is what bothers me. I retired in 2014. And if something like that happened, court-martial's coming? Maybe. I think he should be stripped from any and all benefits. Any and all benefits. I don't think he should get access to the damn PX, is my opinion. Let's go here. We got a 479. What do you got?
Yeah, Ben, this is Lisa from Greenwood, Arkansas.
One of my truckers. Good morning.
Good morning. That guy, to make a campaign ad in his uniform, disgraced the uniform himself. And furthermore, if a plane's going down, they tell you the first person you take care of is yourself. Why do we have to take care of everybody else first, he said. We've forgotten how to take care of everybody else first.
We have been a country, our country has become so empathetic for everyone outside of our borders.
We can't take care of the world.
I'm tired of it as well. I agree. I completely agree. It's like here on my channel. I get requests all the time to send Bibles and guitars and stuff like that. The first people that I got on my list are members. That's who I try to help first, right? There's no difference than helping American citizens. You know, charity begins at home. Before I give a nickel to a homeless guy begging for cash with an iPhone, I would give that nickel to a family member, or I would offer it to them.
Exactly. There's so many bums on the corner of the street across the United States. It's pathetic what I see. And
you're a trucker. You've seen it all, haven't you?
Yeah. They're sitting there with an iPhone, cigarette hanging out their mouth with the phone. I need help.
And I think I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I bet cigarettes are $10 a pack. I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet they are.
$8 to $15 on the turnpike in New York. They're $22 a pack.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, I want to say thank you for calling this morning. I love my truckers. Love him. You take care. Stay out of trouble. And be safe. Watch out for the illegals that can't read the damn signs. I want to cuss, but I'm going to try not to.
Get rid of them because the industry is booming right now. I mean, we're so loaded down with loads. I can't even hardly take time off. But you have a good day, Ben.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you. Love the truckers. Big shout out to all the truckers this morning. Super chat from Pug's Mom Nurse. I believe that whatever President Trump does Thursday night will trigger the Save America Act passage for the vets and the Bibles. Thank you very much for that. That helps a lot. Super chat from Robert Heasley. Thank you very much. Tommy, I'll put that address for you. Man, I don't know what is coming, but I'll say this. We've got to get rid of people like Tom Tillis. Line 2, where are you calling from? Line 2.
Hey, Ben, it's Inspector Gadget. I'm over in Dublin, Ohio. I got a question that I posted in chat.
Let's hear it. I'll share it with everybody. What do you got?
Don't you need to have a valid ID to get into an indoctrination station, a.k.a. college, and have a valid ID to register?
You need an ID to get drunk enough to go to college. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You've got to have ID to do anything.
What's their problem with voter ID?
I can't give you an answer for that because I can't understand it either. Thank you for calling, brother. Line 2, go right ahead.
Good morning, Ben. This is Fran from Michigan.
Fran in Michigan.
And I wanted to talk about the election integrity.
Okay.
I watched on YouTube years ago, Mike Lindell brought in all kinds of experts.
Mike's a genius.
And showed how those machines were changed in the favor of the Democrats. Also, I watched the movie 2,000 Mules, and we saw people stuffing those boxes. So don't tell me there was no fraud. They are way off base when they think they're going to bring us down because we're going to get them.
I appreciate you calling, friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. God bless you. Great comment. I tell you, you're about to see the lowest of the low happen today. Todd Blanche is about to be confirmed. Anytime the president tries to get a cabinet member confirmed, we see the worst of the worst.
All right, in just a couple of hours, President Trump's pick for
Let's
Attorney
grab
General
this call
Todd
here.
Blanche is headed to Capitol Hill.
Line 2, go right ahead.
Nomination hearing.
Hi, this is Cindy from Ohio. How are you?
Cindy, Ohio. Ohio's up and at 'em this morning. What do you got?
We are. So I watched live the cyber symposium Mike Lindell had. I saw when Tina Peters came in live.
Is
with
she the
evidence
lady that was
she
locked
had.
up for a long time?
Yes, sir.
How long
Yes,
was she
sir.
in prison for? Multiple years?
I want to say at least 2 years that I can
2
recall.
years? I'm kind of embarrassed that I don't know how long she was locked up. I know she was incarcerated for a long time, but I'm embarrassed that I don't know. It's Colorado. They keep a lot of the stuff in Colorado. They don't let the rest of the world know. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go right ahead.
Oh, you're fine. It's just so hard to keep up with all the information in the world today. I mean, I know Dominion had a suit against Liddell, and I think they dropped it when they got to disclosure. There's just all kinds of shady stuff. You know, Dominion Voting Systems, if I'm not mistaken, was started right here down the street from where I live in Ohio, in Canton, Ohio. And I was against it back then and when they started them. And now look where we're at. We have to have paper ballots. We have to have voter ID. You have to have proof of citizenship, which is, if you're a citizen and you have a driver's license, there should be something on your driver's license like real ID to identify that. But not
I've got a
everyone has
real
to carry
ID.
a passport. Yeah. It's common sense. I don't understand what the issue is, except there's another agenda.
Thank you
all
for
I can
calling.
confer.
I appreciate
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You know, I've done something in the past that I'm trying to get away from. Before I play this, I want to say this. I've done something in the past here on the channel that I'm trying to get away from. A lot of times whenever I start up a live stream in the morning, I have made assumptions that everyone knows what's going on. You are as up to date and hyper as aware as I am. And I know a lot of you are. But there's a lot of you that are just getting ready for work, having a cup of coffee, lacing up the combat boots, lacing up the whatever. You know, you're just getting ready to work. You're getting breakfast ready for your dogs, your kids. And in the past, I have assumed everyone was at the same awareness level that some of us were. So I'm trying to get back to, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, the person that just wants a rundown of what's happened. I'm talking to you, the person that has heard a little bit here, heard a little bit there, trying to piece more of it together. I've assumed, I've made an ass out of you and me by assuming that you know how much is happening. So that's why I'm trying to almost catch you up to speed every morning. That's my goal. Todd Blanche is about to go to a confirmation hearing. We know the worst of the worst happens at confirmation hearings. I'll take you back to Biden when he went after Judge Thomas. I'll take you back to when they went after Kavanaugh with Blasey Ford. It's gonna happen today.
So the acting AG is expected to face harsh questioning from the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey joins us now with those details. Hey, Peter.
Good morning, and this is going to be a big day because if there is one thing that President Trump envies about former President Barack Obama, it is that Barack Obama, in his opinion, had an Attorney General, Eric Holder, who was a lot more loyal to Obama than any Trump AGs have been so far to Trump.
Before I think Eric Holder should be in prison because of the Fast and Furious. If you don't know what Fast and Furious was, it was a gun running operation where the United States of America, Barack Obama, was providing fully automatic weapons to the Sinaloa cartel. It was called Operation Fast and Furious. They were providing guns to the Sinaloa cartel. One of those guns was used, found, corroborated, the forensics, to have killed a Customs and Border Protection officer. I think Eric Holder should be in prison. I think Barack Obama, I got to be careful what I say, should probably have a bunk next to him.
What do you want to hear from Blanche tomorrow during his confirmation?
Oh, gosh. Well, his priorities for the departments, we can't go back to the days of parents at school board meetings having the Justice Department anti-terrorism unit activated against them.
Controversial cases where he was representing the president personally as well as in office, and
that's Tricky Dick Durbin.
Real questions as to whether or not he went too far.
And the biggest one there, of course, for Democrats would be the handling of the Epstein files. The president says Todd Blanche is doing a phenomenal job as acting Attorney General of the United States under Todd's incredible leadership at DOJ. Murder is down to the lowest levels.
Trump thinks Blanche is doing a phenomenal job. Here's a question for you for the chat. Okay. Do you prefer Todd Blanche or Pam Bondi? 1 for Blanche, 2 for any other Attorney General Trump has appointed. I believe one of the weaknesses Trump has displayed was Attorney General picks. Bondi, not good. Jeff Sessions lasted about 48 hours. Bill Barr, horrible. I think that is one of the weaknesses Trump has displayed, has been picking attorney generals. And I think Todd Blanche is a threat. Look at that. Violent crime. Democrat cities, sanctuary cities, violent crime. If you prefer Todd Blanche, I want a 1. If you want Bondi back, put a 2. Okay? I'm liking Blanche. He scares the hell out of these people.
1900, and we just saw the biggest one-year drop in recorded history. Violent crime arrests are up 100%. Robberies, carjackings, and assaults are all crashing. More than 500 million deadly doses of drugs have already been seized, saving countless innocent lives. Part of President Trump's issue today with getting Blanche through might be Republicans, including Tom Tillis and John Cornyn, who are on their way out anyways, so they might not have much to lose if they don't back Blanche. According to Politico today, both of those men could vote Blanche down if he cannot assure them that the so-called weaponization fund to pay out people with taxpayer money who think they have been wronged by the federal government is dead. Back to you.
Do you think Todd Blanche gets confirmed? Todd Blanche, do you think he gets confirmed? I don't know. Lines are open. I want to get your opinion on this before I get up from here and go to work. Does Blanche get confirmed? Does people like Tom Tillis, Bill Cassidy, John Cornyn, do they prevent it? Somebody said Pam wasted 18 months. Somebody said, wait a second, historical review. Blanche is a Trojan horse Democrat. How many of you believe with historical review? Historical review. Feel free to call in. Historical review. I would love to get your opinion on that. Back it up. Back up that with some information. I don't know if he gets confirmed. I think he needs 60 votes. I think he needs 50. And J.D. Vance can cast the deciding vote. Historical review. Enlighten us on why you think Todd Blanche is a Democrat. I'd love to understand that because I haven't been able to find. He's been a Trump lawyer for a long time, man. A long time. I don't know how we got to he's a Democrat. I think Todd Blanche has done a hell of a job so far. He kept Trump from going to prison. You know? He kept him from going to prison. I'm not prepared to talk to you, Tommy. I'm just not. You called in the other day just completely unhinged and yelling. And I know you're passionate, but I can't deal with the yelling. I'm just not. So, you got to calm down. Take a Ritalin or something. I can't do it. Okay. I can take doses, but today's not one of the doses. With that being said, I think.
The watch on the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive. Dive, dive. Dive, dive.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Same old song again. Same old song again. Marching down the avenue. Marching down the avenue. We don't know where we'll be through. We don't know where we'll be through. A long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Recruiter just inside here. Recruiter just inside here. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Had to get out of boot camp. Had to get out of boot camp. They won't like the smoking lamp. They won't like the smoking lamp. Now I'm a submariner. Now I'm a submariner. Rolling in the deep surf. Rolling in the deep surf. Top secret mission, hush, hush. Secret mission, hush, hush. No one's gonna find us. No one's gonna find us. 6 months below the ocean. 6 months below the ocean. I can't remember the sun. I can't remember the sun. Can't write my wife no letters. Can't write my wife no letters. And Tony's gonna get her. Tony's gonna get her. But I won't trade this life away. I won't trade this life away. Makes it worth the Navy pay. Makes it worth the Navy pay. If I can't be a bobblehead. I can't be a bobblehead. Might as well just be dead. Might as well just be dead. A long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Say Riley, 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 Riley. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Say Riley, 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 Riley.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dykes Show. Smash a like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next one. Ben Dykes Show is out.
We could do boom shakalaka. We love the boom shakalaka, you know. Nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it.
Rock on, salute, God bless you. Bubbleheads forever. Okay, so one thing, guys. And this is the bottom line. We don't know yet what Trump has got planned. We don't know what he's going to announce Thursday night. We should not get ahead of the evidence. We should not turn predictions into confirmed facts. But the direction's becoming clear. The House is moving election security legislation forward. Federal investigation in Georgia is active. Trump is preparing a major address about free and fair elections. His opponents are already scrambling, trying to discredit the address before the American people have even heard it. At the same time, we have a foreign government increasing legal pressure against American immigration enforcement, Mexico. These may look like separate stories, but they lead back to the same fundamental issue. Does the United States still have the will to control its own elections, enforce its own laws, defend its own sovereignty? Election security is not supposed to be Republican or Democrat. Every legal voter should be able to vote. Every legal vote should be counted, and every American should be able to trust the final results. When questions are raised, the answer cannot simply be stop asking questions. Show the evidence, explain the system, follow the law, let the American people see the truth for themselves. Thursday night could be another political speech, or it could mark the beginning of a much larger constitutional and national security fight. We'll be watching closely. We'll be live streaming it. We're going to separate what's proven from what's speculation and break down what it actually means for the country. Thank you for spending part of your morning with me. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the live stream with someone who wants the real picture without cable news spin. Till the next time, stay informed, stay prepared, stay, I would say Second Amendment. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.